we'll start this today. What I'm trying to say is that we get free templates in the Google, actually free website templates also. So if I just search this free website templates download HTML and CSS, you'll get a lot of sites here. Like just right click and run this thing. These are all free templates. You can download anything you want. Okay, so I want to have a particular thing. Yeah, here it's there, right? So we are having a theme here. It's a property related thing. I just want to download it. So I've downloaded it. Okay. Yeah. Now, next, if I open this, first I will be doing normally. Then we see the Eclipse part. So in Java SK folder, I just pasted this property free website, which I downloaded from Google now itself, right? I'm extracting it to the same folder, and this is a one page actually, one page templates. Nowadays only one page templates are coming. So if I open with the browser now, yeah, here Google, we got the one page browser. Suppose if I'm saying projects, we'll go to the projects. If I'm saying home, we'll go to the homes. About means it'll go to the about. Contact means it'll go to the contact us. Okay. In this page, I want to add a login and registration part. Okay. So for basic information, I'll just differentiate what is a HTML code and what is a CSS code actually. HTML tags here will be included everywhere, like body, all these things. Now the CSS code will be written separately in a particular link. This H reference, which is pointing to assets, in that assets we have CSS, in that style.css is there, right? So here if you go to the assets CSS, this style.css, this is the code what they have applied for entire page, like headings and everything. Okay, so the same way, if I change anything like here, I have three particular CSS things. One is bootstrap.css, one is style.css, and that font awesome.main.css. These three CSS you can find it here in this folder. And whatever the images I'm able to see here are taken from this images folder. Okay, so basically what's happening now, if you want to replace the images, I have to replace it here. If I don't want this image, this building image, I want my own company particular logo, anything I want. So what I have to do, I have to replace the property here, which is of JPG type, which is of the dimensions 1200 to 500, and place it in this place, rename it as one itself. Okay, and this pixel view, so you're getting a small thing, right? This pixel view is nothing but whatever you're able to see at the background. Here the entire background is filled with this image, a small image which has been repeated. Okay, now I want to have login, so I'll just say responsive registration form template free downloads. Okay, in this, if you see, instant shift has the free login page. The above things are for paid version. Here, hello, is it noise coming or? Just give me a second. So this instant shift website has a free things. I just downloaded that. Okay, so if I click this website, I have lot of login and registration parts, right? So you need to include this login and registration things in your page. So I feel this simple login form is good, so I just want to download it, and I just downloaded it. So you got this thing, right? Open this folder, cut this, paste it in the same folder where we have this BS property, extract to the folder snippet login form. Now in this again you have index, you can't have two index, right? And this CSS, two things are there which I have to copy and paste it here itself. I've copied it here. Next, in this we have a particular index.html, right? I'm opening with it notepad++. It's a simple body. For this body, we have to place this body inside that index, right? Where you want to place it? I want to have a new tab actually. Suppose here in the free template, I have a home tab, I have a projects thing, I have about, and I have contact, right? So this about is there, right? I can have two things like simultaneously. Suppose if I check it here, this is a project section. They just have clearly mentioned each and everything. Okay, and this is the about section which is getting started. Okay, this is about which is getting started here. Now I'll copy this thing. This is the end of about section, and I'll copy the same thing, paste here the same way. So what I have done, I copied the same thing and pasted it here. Okay, now instead of about, I'll say registration section. Okay, here I have to just change the body. Where is that body? You can say this div tag, this text is center, and this row are text center. So I want to change it here. What this div tag indicates, it's nothing but a part. Like this entire left side is one part, this right side is one part. We can differentiate by using the div tag. Okay, so for normal scenario, I'll just remove this div tags separately. Here I'm removing one. I'm showing you one after the other. I'll just run this thing. You can see the right side content has been moved because this is the one which we have done for the registration part. Okay, now I'll remove this another part which is the div tag. See, I'm starting at one div tag, I'm closing at another div. This entire thing is a part. You have to remove it properly. If you forget one div also, it won't execute, it won't show the result properly. Again, this last div tag, you can see that has been removed. So in this part, middle part, I want to place the login form. So this body tag is there, div class which is a wrapper class. This entire thing I have to place it in between these tags, wrapper class, and it has a HTML and CSS also, right? That you can copy it from this links, copy it here, paste it in the above part where we have the remaining CSS things. So here we have the CSS, right? I'm doing the same thing, copying it and run this part. So you got this just login page in between that section, right? So I've included a part here. And I forgot to say it's a not registration, it's login section actually. Where is that login section? Yeah, here it is, login section. Okay, now I have to include this login section in this tabs also. So you have to go for the above part where you can see here home section, about, contact, and there is a hash contact thing here which is given in this ID home section is given, right? The same way we have to set whether about section has it or not. Like project section, you have section ID as projects, and you can see the same thing is mentioned here. The section ID gives this particular thing. So next, another thing, the section ID has projects and the section ID has about. The same way we have section ID as about, but we have to make it as login now. Okay, save this login, go up, change it to login again. So after the about, copy this. In this, I'll just say it as login. Save this part. Here we got about only because I didn't change the name, right? It's in capital. Projects you are getting, login, you are getting it, right? Simple thing. And if you don't want this, remember me. Okay, so what you have to do, go down, go for the project section, about section, login section. In this login section, just remove this label of checkbox. This content will remove it. It has been removed, right? And this is the end of login section. Okay, now I have to do it the same way for registration also. Okay, and I have to generate a login like home page also. So today I'll just show you the design part here, how the design part is getting changed. So in this container, till this container, I just had it for the login. I'll take the same thing again, and this time this will be the registration section. Just enter it here, and in this part I'm adding the thing. So instead of login, you just mention it as registration. Go up, instead of login you can mention it as registration. In the login ID, I'll just make sure it is as registration. Okay, copy this thing, and instead of saying login, we'll say register. The same thing, form tag is there, action tag must be written, and apart from this input text, which is the username, and you're giving it as a email address, you can make sure you have it as, yeah, email address will be fine, or you can say it as, just check out whether if you are giving, yeah, so it's no validation applied for this. So I'll just say first thing as username, next email address is there, password is there, and next thing you can have Here the name also must be changed. Here it is username, fine. Here it is email actually, and here it is phone number. So this email address must be changed. So I will change it to enter phone number. Okay, placeholder. Placeholder is nothing but what you will see in the text box actually. So enter username, enter email address, password, enter number. Okay, so this number has been just separated. So what I will do, I'll include this number after the username itself. Okay, then you can see it's in a proper way. Enter username, number, and the password. Either you can take an account number, either you can take a particular phone number also. Okay, so I'll just say enter mobile number, and here it is phone. And if you want to do a bank application, we can enter it as a account number also. It's up to you. Save this thing. After this, now we have username, phone, email, password. Four things are there, right? And this registration, copy it here, this name, because this ID must be mentioned in the above part as you have shown here. Like login is there, right? Before login, uh, just want to copy this thing, copy, paste here. Instead of login, you can just say registration, register. Okay, now if I just say this is capital letters, right? Now go for the home, projects, register, after register, login, after login, about. Okay, contact. This is the contact thing. So if you want to keep that about also before that, you can keep it. I just added a page in these things. Now after registration and login, I need to have a home page, right? So that home page will be entirely different, right? So I have to design the same home page again, where it won't be like index.html. It should be like I'll just copied and pasted it again. So I got this thing, right? I'll say home.html. Okay, if I open the home.html also, okay, it's in the bootstrap snippet, right? Actually I have to go to bs property. In this index I'm copying it, pasting it here. I just have to say it as home, and this I'll remove it. If I open the home, I'm getting the same page like home, projects, registration. The same page is coming, right? But in the home page you won't be having the registration and login part, and the projects should not be there in the normal website directly. The projects must be viewed when you register, right? And in the normal home page only home, login, about must be there. The contactors also should be there in the home page itself. So I'll just change slightly in this index.html. I'll just comment these things as project. I'm not removing them, I'm just commenting. So the CSS can be commented in this angular base, exclamatory, and there's hyphen two times, again the hyphens and the greater than symbol. I commented this projects now, and the contact also, or the about, I will change it, exclamatory mark and greater than symbol, right? So this is what you can say it as a normal page you will see. While coming to another home page. This is home page actually. Coming to home page, the registration and login should not be there, right? So I'll remove the registration and login. Instead of registration and login, I'll say profile. Comment this part where you have registration, or you can comment both the things at a time, the two lines, registration and login part. Okay, now you'll have a better view. When I'm running this index.html, I'll be having only home, register, login and contact us. Okay, so I have to comment this middle part also, right? So where is the code? In this code, apart from the links, I have to comment the sections also separately. So project section, home, project section. I'll comment this thing here. Next, I'll go with here and I'll start at the end of the project. I'm starting it here after the div tag. Okay, so the same thing I have to do it for about also, because contact us must be shown but about should not be shown, right? Now after this div tag is there, right? That's a span. Yeah, I'll remove this thing, this tag. If you misplace the div tags, it will affect your code actually. We'll just check it out now. Oh, I've just done it in the home page actually. Sorry, just forgot this. We had to add it in the index.html. So just check this thing again. In the home section, apart from home section, I'm having end of home section, project section is started, right? So here I'm going to keep this part properly. This is the exclamatory mark, then the container projects. After closing everything, before starting that, I'll have again this is the end of section. The same way about also, right? So I'm doing the same way here also. After closing everything, I'll just say close this part, end of about section. First we'll check out this, based on that then we can see the remaining part, right? So you can see contact, registration, login and the home part. So home is there, registration is there, login is there, contact us is there. That's it. Now in the home page, this registration and login must be removed, right? So I'm going for the home page now. In the home page, go for the registration part now. So I'll just copy this entire thing here, comment the session, and after ending it, I'll just say end this part, right? So you can see here properly it has been ended. So fine. So next thing, end registration. After that, login is there. This is the end of login. I'll just remove this end of login also. Close this part. Okay. Now if I have to go home, means in the above part, I have to remove the registration and login also. I've just done that. You can see the home page is there and projects are there and the about us is there and the contact can be there because anywhere the contact will be there, right? So this is once we log in, we'll get these details. Now how to have a registration and login thing. So once you register, it has to go to the login, or you can say directly home page, right? Or index.html you can say. So remove this thing. I have a home page registration. In this registration you have form action tag. That action tag must be there, properly written. Okay. So till now, is it clear? So I'm opening a eclipse. In this eclipse we have to create a new folder now, new application you can say. You can save all these files, like here you should have assets, css, scss, home, index. These files must be there in your log, like code. Okay, so I'll just close this thing. Now I'll close all these things. You have to create a new application, new dynamic web project. What's the name you can give? The site is architect, right? So I'll just mention it as tech project. Finish it. Okay. In this architect, you should make sure that the web content code must be there properly. So the web content code, assets folder, CSS, SCSS, home, index, all these things must be there. So just paste it in the web content itself. Okay, everything is done properly. In the web INF we have web lib folder and should have a web.xml. Already we have the bank application, we have taken the SRC. You can see the Java resources where you have login and registration. This will be mostly same, like here you can say we got username, password, phone, email. The same things are there in EMP32 we can say. That is an employee, right? So I can give another table or the same table name also you can take. To make sure, I'll just create a new architect table. So I'll just run this part, properties, console, connect, system by manager. So I'll create a new table now. Create table. I'm creating an architect. Okay. Create table architect with the name. Username is there. Fine. Username varchar2 of 20. And you have to say the phone number is there now. The phone number will be there, like some 12 digits you can say, or 20 digits you can say, or 15 digits. Next you can enter it here and you can have another column now. What is that column? You can say email. Email varchar2 of 20 or 25 you can take. Password is there, that is varchar2 of 20 or 15 is a password length. Okay. So now this is the table created, architect table. Now I have already the code, right? I just want to copy paste it. So you'll be able to understand, right? Or you want me to write from the start? It's your wish. Or it will take a lot of time if you write from the start. If you want me to copy paste, I'll copy paste. So I'll copy the things. You can see I should have a registration page now. So first I'll go with the Java resource. In that I'll have the same registration.servlet, copy it and paste it here directly. Okay, but here it's giving some errors. What is that error? You can say the generic servlet part. Why? Build path has not been mentioned. So right click, build path, configure build path. You have to specify the jar file now. Tomcat, you have to go. Here you have a Tomcat folder. In that lib folder will be there. In that lib folder, servlet-api. So open that, click OK. Now there are no errors. But here, whatever that links you are opening, like username, password, phone, email, that must be sent properly, right? Means you have to open the index.html. In this, you have registration. Like if you go down, I'll remove this outline, the task here. I'll minimize this thing. I'll maximize this. And here, I have to go to the registration part. Okay. So this is the registration section. This form is there, but there is no action. So I should have an action part now. So form, I'll just say an action part is there. Action equals to dot slash register. Why I'm taking register? Because in the web.xml I have to mention the same thing. Now here the name is username, phone, email, password. The same thing must be there here in this particular application. That is username, password, phone, email. To make sure this is available from our architect project and reopening it again, and username is there, the same thing is there, username, phone, email, password, fine. Username, phone, email, password is there, right? But the order of the tables are different now. If you see here, if I describe architect, I have username first, or you can say I have username first, phone next, email third, and password 4. I'll just shuffle the things now. I have the phone second, so I'll just make it as 2. Okay, and it'll go in the second thing. Next part, I have the email third. So email will be the third part, or directly I'll make sure this password must be 4. That's it, nothing else, right? And instead of insert into EMP32, I have to mention the table architect, because here we have an architect only, right? Now after this architect, what we have to do, it's registering. If the registration successful is there, there is no login.html. There is index.html, where you can give a question mark to give a message. What is that message? You can say registered successfully. But this message will be sent when you have another method. Actually the request dispatcher cannot deliver the message. Just I'll say index.html. Okay, and the same thing, index.html will be used. Fine. Now hopefully it will work out. I just have to check it. Okay. User registered successfully and the index.html is again executed. Yeah, here index.html is there. So I'll check it out for the registration first. I'm not doing for the login now, but you have to make sure the lib folder and the web.xml, it's not there actually, right? So I'm just making sure the web.xml is there properly. So I'm copying it here and pasting it here. The same way web.xml, in that dot slash register, the registration app, register servlet, same thing is there, right? Next, the lib folder has a OJDBC 14. So I'm having the OJDBC 14 also now. Okay, so everything is working fine. Make sure every file is there in the respective folders. Sometimes you get confused with that web.inf and that web content. The web.inf will have only lib and the web.xml. Okay, if you just minimize that, it won't be showing it. Maximize, it will show it. Okay, so I'll run this architect now. Right click, say run as, run on server. The server can be added only once to the entire eclipse. If I run this architect, so it will take some time, but you're getting it directly in the template. Here it's localhost colon 8088, right? And now it directly came to register.html, right? So what I'll do, I'll have a name like Prakash, a mobile number 9822, an email address prakash@gmail.com, a password Prakash. Instead of login, you can say it as registration here. Once you click this thing, it's coming directly. Username, Prakash, phone, password, email, and everything. So if it's getting registered or not, I didn't get any message. For the message, we can see in the later part. I'll just say select star from architect. You got the details. Means this website is running properly. Now, when I click the login, when I log in the email address and the password, when I click login, it should go to the home page. So before that, in this index.html, it's not login here, it's the registration or register button, right? I just changed it now. Now in the login page, now what I'm doing, simple thing again, form action tag, everything will have a form, it should have an action. What is that action? You can say dot slash login. Okay, so that's the URL pattern. Username is there, password is there, it should go to the home page. So in the bank application already we have written the login servlet, copy that, and here we are pasting it. So login servlet is there now. Okay, now in this login servlet, what you have to make sure, here username and password are there, but the username thing is an email address actually, so you have to verify with the email, not the username this time. So here the username is there, the password is there. Instead of the email and emp32, you have an architect and an email thing, that's it. Okay, and the username and the password will be the same, there's no difference. And for reference you can change it as email, and here you can change it as email only. Okay, once these details are true, you can move to home.html, that is a true thing, or you can say that wrong details given, that is a login.html. Okay, and here I'll just do the same thing. The login.html will be coming, right? Save this thing. Anyhow, web.xml is there, lib folder is there, everything is fine. So you have to restart the server, right? Just right click and say run as, run on server, finish. Restart the server. Yes. I'll close the previous thing. I'll go to login now because I have to log in, right? I'll say prakash@gmail.com. Prakash. It got to the home page now. Home page, projects, about, contact. Right? I should have a logout now. We'll see about the logout also. So that's the thing. We generated a website now, which is an interactive thing, and it is looking good, like a real-time website, right? So that's the first step you can say.